lie to you. Some of it was true and some of it was, you know, she said he got in trouble as a youth. Yeah, he did that. Said he ran away. Well, he was taken away. He didn't exactly run away. And then never heard from again. And that's kind of true. When he got out of Brushy Mountain State Prison, he was 30 years old. His mother and father were dead. Sister was dead. Would you go back to an area in which they were about to hang you? Where's he going to go? He went in prison at 18, he's 30. Well, I did find him back in Leadvale. He didn't stay there long, but he went back to live with his brother. He got out of prison 09 and 10. He's in the census, living with his brother there in Leadvale. And I do not think that it was very conducive for him to be there. I think there was problems. Givens did not live far away. And I think he left shortly after that and went to Georgia. Or he left anyway. His brother also left and went to Knoxville. Now, for years, I didn't know exactly where he did go. But just by accident, one day, I found him. He had changed the spelling of his last name from D-A-W-N to D-A-U-G-H. Don. He had changed the spelling of his last name, kept the first two. And when I found that name, everything else matched up. So, by 1917, he was in Georgia. He was married. He signed up for WW1 draft. He was there, spent the rest of his life in Augusta, Georgia. He worked a while as a bookkeeper, then sold real estate, then an insurance agent, and he died in 1958. His wife died a year later. Other tidbits concerning the story. One of the children that was in the house when Martha was shot, Carl Oscar Givens, was the son of Charles and Martha. He was 16 years old when his mother was murdered. A few months later, he was brought into court for misdemeanor. And the court records doesn't say exactly what he was charged with, but I feel it had something to do with the murder. But anyway, his uncle came in, paid a $5 fine, and he was released. Now, Carl spent the rest of his life in Knoxville, and he's buried at Old Grave Cemetery. What happened to the Washington woman? What happened to the lady in red? I like to follow all these along, see what happened to them. Well, I found her in the 1900 census with her husband and 2 children. In 1908, they were both living in St. Louis, Missouri, but not together. She says she's a widow. He says they're divorced. By 1910, she's living in Oklahoma. So why didn't Givens just sue for divorce?